I just walked in, but y'all already know me. Things in the world nowadays getting oldie. Chilling in the crib with the fam, getting cozy. Talking with my people, we at home with our homies.
What's up, guys? I am Jason Ciano, your host to At Home with the Homies. Today I have on the wonderful Stephen Gartner. What's up, Steve? How are you?
Hey, Jay, what's going on?
Oh, man, you know, a little of this, a little of that. So, Steve, we know each other a long time in the business, man.
I was thinking about how we originally met, and you were at Breslin, I think, was
Probably.
when we first met.
It's a long time ago.
You'd know the dates. I was at Metro Commercial.
I was at Breslin till 2006.
And I was at Metro from 04 to 14. So I do all my career moves, it feels, in 10-year blocks. And we were in a retail brokerage network together then called Realty Resources.
We sure were.
And
that's
that's
right.
how we knew each other, and we used to share the booth at ICSC at the top of the steps.
That's right. So I left Breslin in 06 to CBRE in 2007. See?
Exactly.
And there you are.
And here I am. So I'm at CBRE now 5.5 years.
Time flies, man. It's insane.
Yeah. So,
for better or worse, time flies.
I just had a birthday 2 days ago.
I know you did.
My ask was, hey, send me pictures of us back in camp or nursery school or high school, and I got a lot of pictures, and man, I got a lot of years on the odometer. I mean, I'm having people send me pictures from our 30s, and I'm like, wow, that was like a long time ago.
That's funny. So we have a lot of mutual friends like that we figured out randomly that have nothing to do with commercial real estate.
Social media allows you to figure out all those connectivity matters. I'll tell you, the last 3 weeks, I don't know what would go on without social media. It's probably for some people a bit of a burden. You could spend all day just managing, and you're an expert at the platforms. Yeah. But just managing that, and somebody said, my gosh, you have like every friend you've ever had from the time you were born, and part of that's been fueled by social media and staying in touch with people that you went to high school with, and even just marginally. I live in Philadelphia, in suburban Philly, and this is a weird area. You have friends here and such, but it's the biggest small town in America. Chris Matthews, who used to be on MSNBC, he's from Northeast Philadelphia, and he used to say, in other places they say, where'd you go to school meant college, and in Philly it means kindergarten.
That sums it up.
Yeah.
It's funny because I love Philly. I spend a good amount of time there. And when I'm walking down the street, I feel like, everybody's like saying hello to each other, so to speak, which when I first started spending time in Philly, I was like, man, this place feels big, but everyone seems to know each other.
So, we do similar things. We live in the retail real estate world, and I've done site tours in Center City, Philly, and look, it's a big city. It's it's not New York. It's 1/10 the size, and you walk down Chestnut or Walnut Street, and I've had out of town clients say, like, well, what the hell is it with this city? Do you know everybody? And you walk. I mean, it does go on in New York because you and I ran into each other, and it actually goes on in New York in your world, I think, more than one would expect, because I've run into brokers on tours. I ran into a couple of our CB brokers a year or two ago down in Soho.
Sure.
I see in the next block, these guys, you can see the pace of brokers showing space. They're walking kind of backwards, and they're pointing, and I couldn't quite make out faces yet. And I'm like, they're brokers. They're showing space. But anyway, back to Philly. It's one of the things that's been a lot of fun for my life and my career is I grew up here. I went to school in DC. I went to GW. My first job in real estate was while I was at GW. I got a part-time job at CB my junior year. canvassing office space. And I came back to Philly and worked, and I've been here since. But and probably all of the handful of people listening probably know that story. But I've been here my whole life. And I think also when you're in commercial real estate, you're pretty wired and connected to an awful lot of people.
Sure.
So as a result, we don't sit in our office every day. We're out and about, and we go to lunch, and we
Yep.
run into people, and it just kind of becomes this molecular solar system. So when somebody says, how do you know so and so? I'm like, geez, how do I know that person? Like, I can't even remember. I know them 8 ways,
No, exactly. I mean, the world just keeps getting smaller too,
Yeah.
especially with the connectivity of the internet and social media and everything else. As we knew we would be over the 5-minute mark to dive into the questions. We are, and I am going to start asking you some questions here that I have not looked at yet. Let's do it. So if you could go back in time and change one thing, what would it be?
Oh man, you should have given these to me in any respect.
Yeah, any respect.
That's
Listen,
easy.
this is an informal thing.
That the Trump administration would have gotten ahead of the coronavirus at the beginning of the year, or we wouldn't be in the problems we're in.
There you go. Good answer. What movie could you watch over and over and over again?
So I'm a big podcast fan, and there's one called The Rewatchables, which only focuses on the rewatchable movies, and they rehash them. I got to confess, while I'm talking to you, Jay, Donnie Brasco is on in the background right now. So I'll say Donnie Brasco.
Good answer. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My own intolerance.
Love that. Proudest accomplishment?
I think the fact that I've kept really meaningful relationships my whole life. It's not professional.
Yeah, no, that's great. I like that. Do you have any hidden talents?
Well, if I told you, they wouldn't then be hidden now, would they?
That's true. Do you want to share one with us or pass?
I played the sax all through school, and I took it out of the case about 3 months ago, and I was surprised I can still play.
Alto?
Yeah.
And I played, but not as long as you, and I don't own one. What is your dream car?
Boy, every short question has a long answer. Remember when we were kids, 16, you dreamt about which car you were going to own and buy and have.
Of course.
And you kind of don't care as much anymore. I don't know. I'm a car guy that doesn't own cars.
Right.
So I'd say, how do you dream over a cool SUV? I'll say the Lamborghini Urus.
Yeah, that's a good answer, man. If you would have told me some sort of SUV, I would have made you choose another. What's your favorite season?
Summer, absolutely. I'm a weather whore.
You like the warm weather.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about ever moving into a warm climate?
Well, as you know, I try to steal a lot of Florida time as often as I can. March was taken away from me.
Yeah.
So I try to live the summer life as much as I can. I'm not a cold weather person. I'm not a skier.
Yeah.
But one day, hopefully.
Well, you travel, so you can get out of the weather. What is one question that you get asked a lot?
Well, on this one, what's going on in retail real estate?
What is going on in retail real estate?
You tell me.
It's on pause.
Okay, I like that.
Right? What is something what is something at least everyone should do once in their lives?
Oh, I don't want to burn up dead time here.
We can edit it. I'm not worried.
I'll pass.
What's the last thing you ate?
Oh, I had a bowl of kashi and blueberries and skim milk.
I like that. You're making me hungry. What is the title of the current chapter in your life?
Wow, what a prolific question right now. What is the name or the chapter number? What was your question?
What is the title of the chapter in your life currently? What's the title?
Life on pause.
Life on pause. This is true. Last question here before you give us a tour of your refrigerator and pantry. What has been your favorite thing to do while being isolated?
I've re-engaged with yoga.
Nice.
And I gave it up. I got into it, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. And I keep saying, man, as my hips are tight, I'm playing a lot of tennis, I'm doing stuff. I wish I had stayed with yoga. So I am either on live classes or free YouTube classes, re-engaged with yoga. And it is a great isolation of mine. It's been a little hard to concentrate lately,
Sure.
but you let yourself do it.
Yeah, it's great. I got into yoga more recently, and we represent Y7 nationally, which love Y7. So it's a great plug right there. Would you be so kind as to take us on a tour of what you're surviving on
Wow.
at the moment?
Wow, that's let's see. Okay, so
let's see.
So I live rather modestly here in my 2-bedroom condo.
Well, we don't want you to starve, so.
Okay, so you're getting a little bit of a tour.
Okay.
And being the perpetual single guy, I live kind of like that single guy.
As you should.
Yeah. So let's see. What's in the refrigerator? Well, as I said, it was my birthday 2 days ago, so we still have some cakes that some very
Nice.
kind friends brought by. If you live in suburban Philadelphia, there's a little piece of bakery house cake left over. I'm a huge takeout person. There's a pot pie that we're probably going to maybe heat up. Huge fan of the Cara orange, which only come out seasonally in the winter. They're about $1 a piece.
I don't even know what that is.
When
but
you
now I'm gonna
open
look
them
for
up, they are ruby red inside, and they're really pretty phenomenal.
Nice.
So I've lost in the last 3 weeks about 8 pounds because none of those client dinners and 20-ounce ribeyes and stuff, and
For sure.
kind of lost my appetite. This is the cookie floor here, where we had a lot of these delivered. We have some really good purveyors here. De Bruno's, which is Italian prepared foods place, has a location here out on the main line, so got the Tates from them. And of course,
Tate's is
Tate's is great. We're getting a little light in the double stuffed vanilla Oreos.
There
here.
you go. That'll put the weight back on. But Tate's is a Hamptons brand.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Tate's.
Yeah, and they must have really cranked up distribution because they're kind of everywhere now, right?
Yeah, they took a
it's
major,
like
big warehouse commissary space in West Hampton. Yep, they've turned it up quite a bit.
So
there you go, Southampton, New York. Their original store.
Yeah, I've been to that store. They're South Highway there. Yeah.
It's good stuff. Look, we have Nicole Berkowitz on here, loving the Ciano Gartner collab. Look at that.
Exactly. There's your Arizona connection.
Arizona, bear down.
One of my best friends there.
Love that. She's the best. So listen, Steve, I appreciate you taking the time, and I always love downloading with you. You're an amazing person in this industry, and you do a great job, man. You're an inspiration, and I really appreciate you.
Well, as do you, and our industry friends right now, and all of our friends are really getting us through these tough times.
Absolutely, man. I agree. Be well,
Thanks.
Stay safe, stay healthy, brother.
You too.
I just walked in, but y'all already know me. Things in the world nowadays getting oldie. Chilling in the crib with the fam, getting cozy. Talking with my people, we at home with our homies.